Hello everyone, and welcome back to My Money and Retirement. Today I've got urgent news that will impact millions of Americans who rely on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. I know many of you are exhausted from constantly hearing about changes to your benefits. Believe me, I understand. But this update is different, and it's critical you stick with me because what I'm about to share could directly affect your monthly payments as early as October 1st. Just yesterday, President Trump signed an executive order that's already shaking up the Social Security Administration. Over the weekend, my inbox was flooded with questions asking me to break it all down in plain, simple English. Because let's face it, government language can be confusing. So I went through all 47 pages of the report myself, and in this video I'll explain exactly what it means for you and your family. Before we dive in, I want to be upfront. This is serious stuff, and not all of it is good news. But I promise to give you the facts, share the positive aspects as well as the tougher ones, and most importantly, explain what steps you can take to prepare. So, let's start with the goal of this executive order. According to the White House, the focus is Social Security modernization and fraud prevention. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've heard promises like this before. But here's what's happening now. The administration claims they uncovered more than $2.3 billion in improper payments last year alone. That money went either to people no longer eligible or, in some cases, to those misusing the system. It's a sensitive issue, but it's one that affects every beneficiary. This order is built around three major objectives: speeding up the disability determination process, which currently takes an average of 147 days, using new technology to catch fraud before payments are sent out, increasing the frequency of eligibility reviews for certain recipients. On a personal note, I want to share what happened to my own mother just last month. She's been on SSDI for 3 years because of a chronic illness, and she received one of those dreaded letters asking her to prove she's still disabled. She called me in tears, terrified her benefits were being taken away. That moment made me realize how many of you probably feel the same: anxious, confused, and overwhelmed. So, who exactly will this executive order affect? Not everyone equally. If you're already getting Social Security retirement benefits and you're over 65, these changes will hardly touch you. Your payments should continue as usual. In fact, the fraud prevention measures are meant to safeguard your benefits over the long term. But for others, things will look different. Veterans receiving SSDI for service-related disabilities will likely see more frequent reviews. The order specifically mentions stricter verification for military disability claims. To be clear, this doesn't mean your benefits are being cut. It just means you may need to provide updated medical documentation more often. Parents receiving SSI for their children will see annual reviews required for every child under 18. Previously, reviews could be skipped for years. Families like Sarah's, who I mentioned before, will now need to carefully document every doctor's appointment and medical update. Unemployed individuals on SSDI will be more closely monitored for any work activity or income. I know many of you hesitate to take part-time work out of fear of losing benefits. We'll talk shortly about what this means in practice. Disabled individuals under 50 will face even stricter rules. Getting approved initially will be harder, and instead of reviews every 3 years, you'll now face them every 12 months. Now let's talk about timing, because the rollout is happening in stages. October 1st, 2025. The SSA will introduce real-time income verification. This means every paycheck you or your spouse receive will automatically be shared with SSA. Gone are the days of waiting for annual reports to catch discrepancies. November 15, 2025. New medical review requirements begin. SSDI and SSI recipients will need updated reports from doctors on brand new, more detailed forms. That could mean additional medical tests, extra doctor visits, and higher copays for many. January 1st. 2026. All SSI recipients must re-verify their living arrangements every year. You'll have to provide proof of rent, utilities, household members, and any changes. Miss the deadline, and your payments could be suspended. The order also establishes benefit integrity units in every state. These teams will investigate what they call high-risk cases. While the definition of high risk isn't fully clear, it includes people who move frequently, have multiple income sources, or families where more than one member receives benefits. Now for the good news, because there actually is some. First, the order dedicates $500 million to upgrade SSA's outdated computer systems. While that sounds bureaucratic, it means faster processing, fewer lost applications, and improved customer service. Right now, waiting on hold with SSA for an hour is normal. The upgraded system promises to reduce wait times to under 20 minutes by next summer. Second, there's a new safe harbor rule. If you honestly report changes to SSA within 30 days, whether it's about income, living arrangements, or medical conditions, you won't be penalized, even if it changes your eligibility. That's huge, because currently, many people are too scared to report changes at all. Third, for those who want to try working, the trial work period is being extended from 9 months to 12 months. That gives you a full year to test whether part-time work is manageable before it affects your benefits. In addition, the order speeds up approvals for certain conditions. People with ALS, end-stage renal disease, or veterans with a 100% service-connected disability rating will have applications processed within 30 days instead of the usual 5 months. So what should you do now? If you're already receiving benefits legitimately, not much changes day to day. But you should begin keeping better records. Start a folder, paper or digital, and save everything: SSA letters, medical reports, and pay stubs if you're working. With more frequent reviews, these documents will be essential. If you're considering applying for benefits, don't delay. The new rules will make applications more complex. File now under the current system if you qualify. I'll include links to free legal aid in the description. If you're working part-time while on disability, this is especially important. Learn your state's work incentive rules and report every single dollar you earn. With real-time income monitoring coming, hiding earnings will only create bigger problems. Here's the truth that not many channels will say. These changes are going to be tough for some people. The paperwork, the constant reviews, the oversight, it's designed to remove people from the system. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that Social Security and SSI spending will drop by $8.2 billion over the next 5 years. And yes, that means some current recipients will lose benefits under these stricter rules. If you're barely surviving on your current benefits, I urge you to start preparing now. Look into food banks, utility assistance, and housing programs in your area. I know it's not fair, but being prepared is better than being blindsided. Here are 4 steps you can take right now. Contact your representative. No matter your political party, your lawmakers need to hear how these changes affect real people. I'll include congressional contact information below. Connect with local disability advocacy groups. They often provide free help with SSA issues, appeals, and can even flag problems before they escalate. If you have a review coming up, act early. Book appointments with your doctors now to get updated records. It may cost money, but it's cheaper than losing your benefits and reapplying. Consider working with a disability attorney. Most only get paid if you win your case. With the stricter rules, professional guidance could make the difference between keeping and losing your benefits. I know this feels overwhelming. Many of you are angry, and rightfully so. These are benefits you've paid into, or benefits you need just to survive. But from my years covering these issues, one thing is clear. The people who prepare and stay informed are the ones who manage to get through it. SSA has promised more detailed guidance within 60 days, including updated forms, timelines, and clearer rules. As soon as that information comes out, I'll be here breaking it down for you. I'm also arranging interviews with disability lawyers, former SSA employees, and advocacy leaders to give you multiple perspectives on navigating these changes. This channel exists because I believe everyone deserves to understand the systems that impact their lives, especially when you're already struggling. The changes coming to Social Security are complicated, fast-moving, and will affect millions. But you are not alone. There are resources, advocates, and strategies to help you and your family. If this video helped make things clearer, please subscribe. I post weekly updates on benefits, assistance programs, and policy changes. And please share this with anyone you know receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. The more people understand these changes, the better prepared we'll all be. Also, check out my recent video on how to appeal SSA decisions, because with these stricter rules, many of you may need that guidance sooner rather than later. And if you're concerned about food security, I've also posted a video on emergency food assistance programs that might help. I'll be back later this week with updates as soon as SSA releases new details. Until then, take care of yourself, take care of others, and remember, knowledge is power, especially in difficult times. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.